How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to yet another weekly warehouse update. A lot of fun stuff this week. We've got some sales going on this weekend. We've got a bunch of goodies that we brought back from USDGC. Discraft always lets us raid their vending setup after the tournament, so we brought y'all some goodies. So let's just jump right into that. First off, one of the heavy hitters, your US champion, Anthony Barella. These are Z with the money flake, well, not money flake, actual pieces of money, shredded money cigaras. I don't know what they technically call this plastic, but there's literally pieces of money shredded from the US Treasury in these things. That is insane. So money cigaras, they're up on the site. I actually don't really know what these are, but we got the Discraft Detroit logo stamped ESP Swirl Thrashers. That's a good time. This is a Domi Thrasher. That one's actually pretty sick. We've got some Glow Passions on the site here. I don't know if these are Glow or Mega Glow. They don't say. But Brad, do you know if they're Mega Glow or just Glow?
Let's test it out.
They definitely glow. Test it out. It's a good call, Silas. All his glow stuff.
Oh, no.
Well, we can still walk in the dark. Come to my dark room. This is where I develop film. Oh, it's only got a little light from the box. I'm gonna say just Glow. Yeah. I feel like Mega Glow probably would have burned my eyes. So Glow Passion, there we go. I've never seen this Discraft stamp before. It's like the negative space through. That's kind of a good time. These are on Undertakers, some ESP Undertakers. Then I know what a lot of people are gonna be excited about are these right here, the new Ricky Test Flight. These actually, I think these got approved, but this is Ricky's new proto driver. So I actually haven't seen it fly yet. It feels like a overstable 10 speed, roughly, but really comfortable in the hand. Very excited for Ricky's getting his full lineup because there's different putters and stuff coming too. But test flight of Ricky's new fairway there. And then the remaining are some sick buzz saws. So we have a Thought Space Discraft collab buzz saw that's this Z sparkle top, and then the fused buzz bottom. It looks like a swirly ESP fused rim bottom, which is crazy. This is some of the first time we've seen them experiment with a different rim because historically it's just been that one solid color, but these have some swirls to it and the sparkle top, and you get the crazy Thought Space stamp. So these are going to be very popular tonight. Let me look at it. Triple foil, gorgeous stuff. And then they also, just special for USDGC, dropped these absolutely insane fused buzzes that are the Z Jawbreaker top and then your typical fused buzz bottom. So we have some that are blacked out. We've got some white, and I think we have some red and blue ones over here too. Yeah. So these are absolutely insane. It just almost looks just like a Z Jawbreaker buzz, but then you flip the bottom and there's the fused buzz rim. So what's funny is I guess it's almost like the only color coming through the disc is just the fused rim, but it changes your perception on the entire disc itself. These definitely have a little smoke to them, but the rim being that black or red or white from the fused buzz makes the whole disc look that color, which is kind of cool. So bunch of fused buzzes on the site as well.
All right, we're over here at the sub box shelf. If you haven't heard, this month we have a very cool sub box. We had an awesome opportunity to team up with Climo Discs this month. Made and designed by Ken Climo, the legend himself. We actually flew down to Florida to play disc golf with Kenny. If you haven't seen that video on our channel, make sure to check it out. That's a great opportunity to watch us throwing the discs available in this box, both Hunter and I and Kenny, who throws them amazingly well. But I'll run you through what we have here. If you have not heard of Climo Disc, these are Discraft manufactured discs, okay? So you're getting plastic. That is fantastic, and it's something you know. One really cool thing is they actually debuted some new polishing technique on these discs, Discraft did for Climo specifically. And so this is some of the best Discraft plastic you will ever get your hands on. It is incredible. It's a gold mine, and a lot of people are sleeping on this brand and haven't tried it yet, but I'm telling you, you will not regret checking out this sub box and just giving it a shot, because these discs have stuck around in our bags. They're fantastic. So for starters, we've got these overstamp Bel Airs. So these are their mid-range right now. You got the awesome foundation overstamps. I think these just always look so cool. I've got this white one, looks really awesome here. The Bel Air, a very comfortable mid-range. I would compare these a lot to a Rock 3, a pretty straight mid with a good fade at the end. It has a little bit of a bead. I think it's maybe a little shallower than a Rock 3, but a very comfortable, agreeable mid-range. And I absolutely love this disc. I think they're fantastic. Moving on down the row, you also are going to get a Skyway in the 3-disc box. These are in their major lines. Like I said, you're just basically looking at a really polished, super tacky, like gummy ESP. It's a fantastic plastic. The Skyway, kind of like Ken Climo's Ode to the Wraith, I believe. These fly very similar in the sense that right out of the box, you can get a little bit of flip out of them. They're not crazy understable, but they're an 11-speed and they push and they're very accurate discs. And then last, we have the Osprey. The Osprey has Kenny's Goat Farm stamp on there. Pretty fun. It's Hunter, Connor, and I as like the goats, and then Kenny there as the farmer. Fun little stamp we did there to recognize his goat-like achievements. A lot of people would say Kenny is the goat. The Osprey is a very understable distance driver, so this one, Hunter and I were really loving it for rollers, but if you are somebody who has a slower arm speed, you're going to be able to get easy, big hyzer flips out of this thing, and it's going to go really far for you. So Skyway, Osprey, and Bel Air is what you get in this box, only for the month of October, so make sure to get into the subscription box now if you want to check that out. Also, if you're not sure if you want to join in, every sub box is an amazing value, but we've got a special deal right now. And if you use code CHAMP, you can get $5 off your first subscription box. So if you haven't tried, you want to jump in, we always provide a good value with our box, and you get an even better one on that first box. Using code CHAMP to get $5 off your first subscription box. So make sure this is a great month to use that and check it out.
Hey guys, got an awesome sale coming to you. For the next week, my Tour Series Yangs and Fies will be on sale. 10% off on the site. First, I've got the Yang, which is my overstable approach putter. These things, great in the wind. I love them. They've got this nice little bead here, which I also been working on my forehand, and it's been really nice for those too. So, awesome overstable approach. And then got my main putting putter, Phi. Very nice. I don't know, I've always used these. I like the rounded rim and beadless. That's just what I've always worked with, and they just feel great and fly great and catch great. So, got these both in firm plastic, but yeah, if you want to support me, just head to the site and check them out.
Our Discraft restock continues. I think I've been saying that for like a month now, Silas.
Yeah, it's been a while.
That's how big this restock was. So what we have now that's super exciting is this is actually the first time we've had the stock run of the Zone SS in hand. So we've got Z Zone SS's, a bunch of colors. This has become a staple in my bag. I absolutely love the Zone SS. Right out the box, you're throwing hyzer flip forehands with it, but it has the zone stability at the end of the flight, which is very unique. It is phenomenal. Originally, I was like, oh, like this disc is cool, but it's just a beat up ESP zone. But now that I've been throwing it more, it's not. It definitely has some more give to it, because I've been throwing my ESP zone for years, the one in my bag, and I still can't get it to flip up at high speed as much as the Zone SS does. So very good compliment to the zone. Feels like a zone in your hand. It is awesome. I know some people were just comparing it to like different putter flights from Discraft. And the problem with that comparison is it gives you a similar flight, but like it's an approach disc. Like if I have, let me find like the Kratos, right? Like let's say it flew like a Kratos. I'm nowhere near as comfortable flicking this thing as I am a Zone SS. So yes, it does give you a similar flight to certain putters, but it's more torque resistant and you can forehand it. Because I don't even have a good forehand, but I'm comfortable forehanding this. I'm not comfortable forehanding like a Challenger OS or a Roach or a Lunar or anything like that. So while it gives you a similar flight, it accomplishes it in a much different way. So I am a huge fan of the Zone SS. I also love the Z plastic with a matte white stamp, nothing better. So if you haven't tried it out yet, this is a great opportunity to. The last time we had Zone SS's in was the first run, and they sold out very quick. I don't think this one's gonna sell out super quick. We bought plenty of stock so that hopefully we can make it through the holiday season with them in stock still. But if you haven't tried it out, definitely check that out. Another disc that you might not have tried out because it's not really a stock Discraft disc. Look at my wedding ring just got absolutely destroyed by that. Oh. By that box corner. That's why you go silicone ring. I would have just got degloved right there. That quickly. That's how fast it happens, people. Be aware. All right, Glide. Z Glide. This is a disc that, like I said, this is a classic reissue. I think actually something used to like happen to the Glide mold, so I don't know if they remolded it or if they're just able to do smaller runs. But this thing is, it's a lot of fun. I mean, honestly, it's similar to a Rollo in that it has a like driver-esque rim, but it's just a mid-range speed. what's fun about this is they actually like kept the Discraft flight number. They didn't put the actual flight numbers on here. So some of you might look at that and get really confused. I don't even think they do. Okay, they still pay homage to it on other discs. That's a really bad stamp to show that on. Hold up. Okay, hold up. Give me a second. Let me find a better foil. Okay, this one's a better foil. So you can see on the zone, you have your normal flight numbers, boop, 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 and then you have this 2.0, and people always are like, what the heck's that? That is how Discraft used to do flight numbers. They just had one stability that just kind of told you a general, this is how this disc flies. So since this is a old disc reissued, they kept it with just that. So it's a negative, it looks like a negative 0.5. So that just means it's flippy, more or less. So it's just gonna turn. Honestly, I feel like the glide's actually a little bit flippier than negative 0.5, but regardless, it's a great turnover mid-range. It has this fun 2-foil stamp on it. And this is what Discraft stamps used to look like. The big letters across the middle there in that font. The ring, from what I remember, was a little bit thinner, but regardless, they know what they're doing. And then the classic reissue. This is a beautiful disc, 2-foil on there, tons of fun. So we got a bunch of these in stock as well.
We got the Ravine here. Just put in my bag. I've started throwing it. It's pretty nice. It's bit overstable, but like I can get a good flip on it, and I feel like it's pretty consistent in the wind. But it feels great, and the plastic looks sick. Just started throwing that. Just add it to the bag. Now we're gonna move over here. One of the drivers I recently started throwing is a drive. These things are awesome. They've got some nice weights to them. I throw a 166 and then also a 170, but the 170 is a consistent, great in the wind. It's got a little bit of dip at the end, and then the 166 is really nice because you can get it to flip and flex, and we work it a lot more. But these are great drivers to work around. And then lastly, we got a Wasp. Funny enough, I actually got my first ace with a Z Wasp. But these things, I've been throwing them for, I guess, 5 years now. But these things are some of my favorite discs. Great stability, a little bit of finish. I'm starting to get them a little bit straighter now, but they're great discs.
That's it for this week's Weekly Warehouse Update. If you're in Lynchburg, though, be sure to head over to the Tour Championship. We have our booth set up over there, all kinds of goodies. The USDGC collab plastic Hunterbird, the special release of the Trevor Cash, Connor Shaman, all that fun stuff. If you missed it, USDGC, don't worry, we brought it here too. We also have the new jerseys in stock, a Hunter jersey, Trevor jersey, and fingers crossed, Connor's jersey will be here in time. Of course, it's here, never mind. Connor's jersey will be here this weekend too. So if you live in Lynchburg area, or if you're within a few hour drive, pick up tickets to the Tour Championship. Come say what's up, stop by the booth. But other than that, we'll be back next week to tell you about all the other new releases, restocks, all that fun stuff on the site. We'll see you then.